Hi, my name is Melinda Raebyne. I am a filmmaker and I am excited to be here at the Social World Film Festival where I'm having the world premiere of Ellos Gritan Libertad, They Scream Freedom. This was a film that started almost 2 years ago, and it looks at the protests that happened nationwide in Cuba on July 11, 2021. If you don't know, or if you haven't heard of what had happened at that time, thousands and thousands of brave individuals protested for the simple sake of freedom. A privilege, it's actually not a privilege, it's something that we should all be born with. The right and ability to live freely, to make decisions and choices that best suit our lives, and the hope that the government would also uplift us and ensure that our lives are better so that we create a better society for all humanity. And what had happened was that the young people of Cuba, the young artists mainly, rose up and encouraged those around them to speak up and to speak for freedom. And that is what happened on July 11th. And I was very, very fortunate to actually get a connection of someone on the island who was willing to risk it all. And when I mean risk it all, I mean exactly that. He risked his life, he risked to tell the story in hopes that it would get out to the world and that the world would see really what was happening behind those curtains for 62 years. He snuck footages to me that are exclusive footage only seen in the film, and then with the brave voices of those Cubans sharing out on through social media platforms what was happening to them and those that they knew on the island. And we took their stories and their cries for libertad, libertad, and we shared it and put it in the film to back up what our narrator was telling us. It was an extremely hard process because I understood what was happening on the other end and what our narrator was sacrificing, and he was sacrificing his life. In the beginning, there was this rush of excitement because we're on the forefront of telling an important story, and then reality hits and sinks in, and he's surrounded in his neighborhoods by cops searching blocks and searching at people doing exactly what he did. And there was many, many sleepless nights. There was a lot of tears that I never shared with my narrator because I knew the great sacrifice, and I cannot tell you how honored I am to have this film be picked up by the Social World Film Festival and to be seen in Italy, and hope that the story will continue to get out there. And my hope is that it reaches the UN and that they will really see what's happening and that we make changes, that we insist that treatment of human life is valued at the utmost highest possible. And the basic right is freedom. Freedom, you know, I'm spoiled because I live in the US where I wake up where freedom is just a natural thing. Freedom is a human right. It's plain and simple. Why should a select few get freedom based on if they're elected into power or not? And so many times we see our people that we elect into power who are supposed to protect us. And that's what Fidel said, that he was protecting the people, that this was for the people, that he was doing it all for the people. And people believed. When someone gives you their trust, it is the ultimate thing of sacrifice, because it is saying that I am trusting you with not just what your word, but of my life. And that is what happened to many Cubans, and that's what we're happening in a lot of other countries, not just Cuba. But, and like I said, it's a human right. It should not be given to a select few, and it should not be dictated what freedom should look like by those in power. I think people need to realize that there's, as my friend in the film, Jorge, says, that there's more people than there are those in the government. And we cannot be lazy and not actively participating in ensuring our rights as humans. We have, like I said, we have to actively participate. And we have to know our rights. We have to know what the laws say. We have to educate ourselves. We can no longer just sit back and relax and hope that those in power are doing what they say they're doing. I think we saw what happened not but a few years ago in the US when the elections, Trump went into office. We took a lazy stance after Obama. We had that Obama ride, or Obama high, shall we say. And we didn't actively participate in ensuring our rights were being met. And we're seeing that day in and day out right now with human rights for women in America, of the LGBTQ, the transgender, even those in minority groups. We're seeing how those rights are getting taken back. But we're seeing how powerful that we are. And we cannot forget that we have the power. We are more than there are those in the government. And if you take an active stance and say, I am watching you, I am actively participating in ensuring what you say that you're going to do when we elected you in office happens, it's powerful to see that change happen. And we just can't sit back. And then I hope those in elected positions stand by their word, stand what they say they're going to do, that they realize that their word is the most important thing that they have, and they honor that, and they honor the people's trust that the people have given them. And we need the people in power. We need them to step up too. We need them to step up and do their job as well. I am so spoiled. Doing this project, I realize how spoiled I am, but that comes with great responsibility. I remember I was talking to my narrator, and I just had this moment. I felt so awful to have the things that I had, and he says, don't be ashamed that you were born in a place where you were given more. But for myself, that means that I have to take on more responsibility. We can't keep thinking it's someone else's responsibility. It's someone else's responsibility. No, it's my responsibility. Maybe I only have a limited grasp in the ability of what I can do, but if I participate and start doing something, then someone else might see that, and someone else can come along and they can help, and they can ensure that there's freedoms and rights. Like, we should be able to just go outside and breathe with ease, not wondering, when's the water coming in? Is my roof going to cave in? Is the floor that I'm standing on secure? Is my babies okay? How am I going to feed my babies? Like, those are not questions that should be asked. What should be asked is, what can I do to better the world for myself and for our future generations? And that is not even possible in a lot of these countries that are, that are dictated by how they should live. We're seeing what's happening in Russia. We're seeing what's happening in China. We're seeing what's happening in various countries in Latin America. And it's heartbreaking, because it's these many people that are dictating what's to happen to so many people. So it made me more grateful, but it made me understand that I have a bigger responsibility too. I really fought for this film to get out there. I made number of adjustments and changes, and I was determined to get it out so that people can watch it. So it gave me a greater sense of responsibility. I think, yes, we can be thankful, but without action, what is that creating? You're not creating a better place for other people. And I have such a comfortable life as is. I'm grateful for my life. It's okay that I can share. I can share my time to ensure that other people can live a little bit more easy. For me, having freedom means responsibility. It means standing. It's like being a big sister, right? Or being a big brother, or a mom, or a dad. Is that when you are given such a great gift, freedom, you have to take care of it. You have to honor it. You have to respect it. And you have to nourish it to make sure that it flourishes and it grows to an abundance beyond what I will ever see in my lifetime. So regarding AI, artificial intelligence, people say it's coming, or it's actually here, right? I don't want to worry myself about something I don't know. I don't want to spend time worrying of the ifs. I know what I need to do. I know I have projects I need to complete. I like working directly with people. I feel that my philosophy and how I always do my film is that you have to feel it. I have to have my editor feel it. I have to have my cinematographer feel it. And I always say, I can train someone to do anything, but I can never train someone to have a heart. And the way I tell my stories, and if I know I've done a great job, is that I've captured the audience emotion. Because if I can capture an emotion, something phenomenal happens. And I don't know about AI. I have told my editor I am sticking with him until the absolute end. And we'll see what happens. I hope, again, we get the freedom of choice. We get to decide how we want to evolve and to shape this emergence of AI and human existence. My sweet little niños, my little children, my wish for you is that you live, is that you put your phone aside, you put your stresses aside, you put your worries aside of things that are as if, things that have not existed, and spend time in enjoying nature, spend time in living, spend time in investing what it means to throw a ball or to kick a ball or to climb a tree. Seize life to its fullest, to the utmost possibility. Live it to your fullest. And then when you get older, take those and you'll remember those experiences and create something beautiful with your life. But live, live, live. Do not live as an adult. Forget about the selfies. Take pictures of your friends. You will always know what you look like, but will you remember what your friends look like?